Hello everyone, this is Deepak Thakur and I welcome you to Raj Malhotra IAS Academy. Today in this series Target Prelims 2021, we are going to take up temple architecture in India as the topic. So as the topic, we know in temple architecture, specifically in India, we have variety or various styles of temples, various style of temple architecture. And since last year, there were many temples which were in news. We are going to discuss most of them today itself. And before I start discussing all those temples, let's cover up the basic features of this temple architecture. We will first discuss the common features. So regarding the common features, we know that in India, the mainly you have two types for temple architecture, that is Nagra style, that is North Indian style of temple architecture, and then you have a Dravid style of temple architecture, that is South Indian style. Now in between we have third style of temple architecture also, that is called Vasara type of temple architecture, that is basically a mixture of both the styles of Nagra and Dravid style. So let's discuss the common feature first. Regarding the common features, all the temples or most of the temple architectures which are in India, they have one common feature, that is Jagati, which is a platform or the plinth. In civil engineering we call it a plinth. So all the temple structure is built on a particular base, that is called Jagati, that is a common feature one. Then other common features like the Garbhagriha, where the main deity resides, or where the main deity is placed, his idol or his image is placed. Over this Garbhagriha, we have the main shikhar, or we have the tallest shikhar. It is not common in North Indian or South Indian style, because in South Indian the Garbhagriha may not be under the tallest shikhar, but in the Nagra style, the northern style, you will always find, or we will always find, the main deity or the Garbhagriha is always under the tallest shikhar. That is one. But the thing is, the common feature is your Jagati, then you have a Garbhagriha, and then you have a shikhar over it. And in northern style, the difference is you will be having multiple shikhars, like 1, 2, 3 and 4. So this is a there will be various shikhars in Nagra style, but in the Dravid style you may only have one shikhar, that is the shikhar under which the main deity is placed, and then you will be having a long mandap. And you will be having a long mandap. One more unique feature about the South Indian style or Dravid style is the temples are surrounded by a boundary wall. So once the temple is surrounded by a boundary wall, then you need a entrance also. So the entrance in the Dravid style of temple architecture is called Gopuram. So you will be having this whole wall around the temple, and here you will be having an entry point in the temple, for the temple, that will be called Gopuram. So these are the some varying features and the common features. Now so these are the style of temple architecture we have. As I told you that we have three styles. One is your Dravid style or southern style, and one is your Nagra style of temple architecture, that is North Indian, and then you have a Vasara style, that is a mixture of both of them. It is mainly we found in Alora or Maharashtra region. Now let me take you to the few images here, or few diagrams, so that you can understand the things better. Like in this image. In this image, we can compare the South Indian type of temple architecture with the North Indian style of temple architecture. And here what we can see, here you can see multiple shikhars, and here you can see only a single shikhar with a long mandap. The plinth is a common feature, Garbhagriha is a common feature here, shikhar is a common feature here. This is also called the same way, shikhar. Now apart from this, as we move forward with the specific news, which specific temples which are in news since last year, we will discuss some other types of temple architecture. And here you can see one other image of stupa architecture also, which is very much which has various features, which has further resemblance in these temple architecture, which we discuss in detail in our classes. So as we are focusing on the Prelims 2021, I'm not going into that much detail. So let's begin with the temples which were in news since last year. So the first temple which we are going to discuss is the Brihdeshwara temple. Sri Brideshwara temple, or which otherwise which we call as Raja Rameshwaram temple, or Peruvadiyar Kovil temple. So these are the other names of the same temple. And as I move forward with the temples, you need to understand few things, that what kind of question you are asked in the prelims. First, they asked you about the place, where the particular temple is, the place of the particular temple. Second, they ask you who built that temple, during what time it was built. Then third, they will ask you the style of temple architecture, which style it has, based on which style of temple architecture the temple was built. So these are the main points which you need to remember. These are 3 points: place, then who built it, and then the style of temple architecture. So these are 3 points which you need to understand. As we go move forward, you will understand this point also. So what is the place? That is Tanjore in Tamil Nadu. That is one. Second is, it is otherwise called as Raja Rajeshwaram, and then Peruvadiyar Kovil temple, and it is also known as Dakshina Meru. Dakshina Meru, that word is come from Meru Parvat from the mythology, so it is called Dakshina Meru. And what style it is? It is Dravina style of temple architecture. We will discuss about further one more point about Brideshwara temple when we move forward. So this is one. And sometime you are also asked about the World Heritage status of these temples. And many of the students ask that do they need to remember so many of the temples? At least, if not all, but at least then you need to remember all those temples which are in the UNESCO's list of World Heritage Sites. So this temple is also under the World Heritage Site status of UNESCO, and this is part of a temple complex, or part of various temples which contains other temples also built by the Cholas, that is Great Living Chola temples. So you have Gangai Konda Cholapuram temple, and then you have Iravateshwara temple. So these are the main feature here. Now if I take you back to the features of temple architecture as we discussed, you can notice here one more differentiation. Here in this temple, you can see this difference which we just discussed. As I told you that it is a South Indian style of temple architecture, or a Dravina style of temple architecture. You can see that there is only one shikhar, and then you have a elongated mandap. Mandap is used for both the purpose, for the offering also, for the prayer also, and as the assembly also. So here is further division. One is used for prayers, one is used for assembly. Then you have one is used for Natya Mandap is also there, where the your Natya Shastra or your dance forms, various dance forms of Asian India originates. So it has all those utilities also. Now moving further to the next temple, why it was in news? Because there is a very special ceremony which is called Kumbh Abhishekam. Kumbh Abhishekam ceremony held at this temple, which held after a long period of time. So that is a very important. This was the reason it was in news, and this makes it very, very important for your prelims 2021. So you need to understand these points, and I will provide you the PDF of this slides also. So you can refer to this through our you can get these slides or get this PDF from our Telegram channel, Raj Malhotra IAS Academy. So you can refer. The links are given in the description box, so you can get it from there. Let's start with the next temple, that is Vitala temple in Hampi. So we will cover the first 3 points, that is place. The place is Hampi. It is in Karnataka. One. Second, who built it? The Krishna Devaraya, who is a known and popular king of Tulva dynasty of Vijayanagar Empire, built this temple. And what style it is? It is a Dravina style of temple architecture. Regarding the World Heritage Site status, it has the World Heritage Site status as the whole complex is under under the UNESCO's list. So it has a whole complex of Vitala temple complex as part of World Heritage Site. Clear? Now these points you need to remember. It was in news because for the protection purpose, ASI, Archaeological Survey of India, is creating a barricade around a wooden barricade around this for the protection of this whole temple complex. Now specifically the chariot which is there, because people kind of become very much enthusiastic and they try to touch, and in that process they damage the structure also. Now the third temple and very important and popular temple of India is a Konark temple. It is in Odisha. First, the place is Odisha. Second, the style of temple architecture, it is Konkan, it is Kalinga style of temple architecture. It is a Kalinga style of temple architecture. I will tell you the specific features here also of this temple architecture. Who built it? Narasingha Deva I built it during his time period, and we have already discussed about him in the previous lecture also, when we were discussing about the Pattachitra painting, when we discussed in the last session of AMC under the Target Prelims 2021 series. So there we also named him. Tell me in that comment box what is the link between Narasingha Deva I and the Pattachitra painting. So in the description you should mention this point. Now this is basically a sun temple, which is otherwise also known as Surya Devalya. Surya Devalya is the other name for this temple, and it has some unique features because it belongs to the Kalinga style of temple architecture. So we will discuss that, what is Kalinga style of temple architecture and what are the specifications. Apart from that, this has one more important specification, that it is called Black Pagoda because of this structure. I will take this word again. So Black Pagoda, and why it is in black in color? Because of the material used, because Kondalite stone was used for this structure, so that's the reason it is in black in color. And again, the last point is it is also a World Heritage Site. Clear? So these are the points which you need to remember for your prelims, because they can form as they can be used as it is as a statement in your question. So be very much sure with these points. These are the points which you need to remember. Now let's talk about the Kalinga style of temple architecture. As we are aware about the Shikhara, where the main which has the main deity under the Garbhagriha. So the difference in the Kalinga style, that it is divided into three parts. First is the Bhoga Mandap, which is otherwise very much similar with the mandap of other temple architecture. Then the main shikhar is called Deol, and the intermediary structure is called Jagmohan. So this form unique. This gives the uniqueness to this style of temple architecture, and that's why we classify it as a Kalinga style of temple architecture because of this. Let me show you a diagram here for this. Let me show you our diagram for your better understanding. So this is a diagram through which you can understand this better. So it has three parts. First, the main shikhar, which consists the Garbhagriha, is called Deol. Is called Rekha Deol or Deol, and then this part is called Jagmohan. Alright, so this is the uniqueness of it, and again this is again the entrance or the mandap, or both the complexes known as mandap. Okay. So this is the uniqueness. So you need to remember this uniqueness of this temple because it was in news. So you need to remember this Konkan Sun Temple for these reasons, because Konkan, there are many times UPSC has asked question from this point, but now it was in news because the whole complex is going to be powered by the solar energy. So it was in news for that reason. So you need to cover these specifications, because if they ask for the style style of temple architecture. In that we will be taking up some questions also for the practice, so you will get to know ki how, what kind of questions UPSC asks from this module. Now regarding the next temple, that is Lingaraja temple. So Lingaraja temple, it is in Lingaraja temple is again is in Odisha, Bhubaneswar में है ये temple. And next is who built it? Now next is, it is also known as Ekamvaran Kshetra, because it is specifically dedicated to Shiv, so that's why it is known like such. And again it is a Kalinga architecture. It is a Kalinga architecture. In this image you can get the better sense of the style. So here you can see the three parts. One is the main Shikhar, then you have Jagmohan, that is the intermediate structure, and then you have a Mandap. So it is a elongated structure here. Clear? Now about the third temple, about the next temple, that is Gavi Gangadhareshwar temple. Regarding the Gavi Gangadhareshwar temple, there are some specific points regarding it. We cannot categorize it under some particular style of temple architecture. So there are some specific points which you need to remember, because it was also in news. So first of all, the place, it is in Bangalore, Karnataka. And then it is a combination of two words. Gavi means cave, because it consists of a cave structure also. So Gavi means cave, and Gangadhareshwar word, it derives from the word it derived from the name of Shiv, because as the mythology says that Shiv dharans or bears or places Ganga over his head, so he is also known as Shiv is also known as Gangadhareshwar. So this is the reason we know this temple as Gavi Gangadhareshwar temple. And by this word, by this name, you can also by this name you also got to know that who is the deity, that is Shiv. So sometimes UPSC asks you about the deity also. So who is the deity? Shiv is the main deity here. Now it was built by Kempe Gowda Kempe Gowda, who was also the founder of this particular city complex also. Clear? Now moving to the next temple. This is the last temple of which is very, very important for your exam, that is Pashupati Nath temple. Where is the place? The place is Nepal. It is in Nepal. And who built it? It was built by Mala King of Nepal. And the other thing is, one very important thing about this is that it was built by under the cooperation between India and Nepal under the project called Nepal Bharat Maitri Development Project, development partnership. So it is a partnership between India and Nepal for development of various temples also, and it is being built by India. India is basically adding some facilities, specifically regarding the sanitation facilities in this temple, and that was the reason it is in news. And if exams ask you regarding the style, so we can say it is a pagoda style, because this structure. In the structure you can see a particular style, like the whole of the structure. Let me zoom it out little bit. The whole structure has roof over the roof. We call it in the pagoda style. We call what is pagoda style? It is specifically a structure in which you have one roof, and then over the one roof you have one other roof. So that is the reason we call it a pagoda style. It is a very common feature in the hilly areas, in the Himachal, in the Uttarakhand, and some temples in the Kashmir region also. You will find this type of temple architecture, and that's the reason that in the Nepal you also find many of the temples in this type of style, or this style of structure, that is pagoda style of temple architecture. Clear? Now, so these are the temple which I wanted to discuss today. Now let's move to the next part of the video, that is about the practice session. Now let's practice few of the questions. I am giving you the 3 questions, and you need to give the answer in the chat box. You can answer in the chat box right now. Read the question and answer. So we have just discussed about the temple architecture, or Nagara style of temple architecture. There are some specifications regarding this Nagara style, and there are 2 statements. First statement is about the boundary wall, and second statement is about the garbhagriha. So give your answer in the chat box, and let me give my answer also. So first of all, Nagara style, we just discussed that it may not have, or the boundary wall is not a common feature of this style. Of which style it is a common feature? It is of Dravida style. In the Dravida style of temple architecture, we have boundary walls, which is also having a gopuram. Clear? Now, garbhagriha is a common feature, and in the Nagara style we find it. So, and garbhagriha is directly under the tallest tower, which is under the tallest tower. In the Dravida style, it may not be the case. In the Dravida style, it may not be the case, because the main deity or the garbhagriha may not be under the tallest tower. Clear? So what should be our answer, because it asks for the correct. So our answer should be only B. So B is only 2 is the correct statement. So B will be the answer. Now let's move to the next question. Which of the following architecture include the cutting of single piece of rock into temple? This question I am specifically asking because I am going to discuss one more feature of temple architecture specifically. So the question asks, which of the following architecture include, now what kind of structure is made by a single piece of rock? When you have a block of a rock and you cut it in a way that you form a temple out of it. So we call it a single rock structure. We call it a single rock structure, and we give it one more name. We also call it a living rock structure. Why so? Because it is made of one specific piece of stone which has been there for a long time, which always been there, and we haven't placed or we haven't changed it in any way. We haven't took out the stone from any place and placed it anywhere. We have built the structure or the temple at the same place where the rock was there, like the Ellora or the Kailashnath temple of Ellora. Now let me give you the answer for this question first, and then I will explain you about this particular style. So the answer to this is Ratha temple architecture. Ratha temple architecture. What is Ratha temple architecture? Let me tell you. Ratha temple architecture is basically has a unique feature that these temples are based on a particular geometrical design which has some patterns, some specific patterns, like the base of the temple. You can see here a particular base of a temple, like this first one. Here what you are seeing, that this base of this whole shikhar is in the form of a particular pattern that goes like this. So this will again repeat itself like this. So you have 1, 2 and 3. So these are 3 kind of elevations which we can see, and this is the reason when you have 3 specific kind of these elevations, we call it a Triratha. And again, if you have more kind of these elevations like 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, then we call it a Pancharatha. So this is a basically base of the whole shikhar, and based on these patterns we classify the shikhars also. So here that's the reason. So that's the reason we call it a Ratha temple architecture. So let's discuss about the examples of this Ratha temple architecture. When we talk about 3 Ratha, there can be 7 Rathas also. So when we talk about 3 Ratha, the examples are Parshurameshwara temple, in again it is in Odisha, Bhubaneswar. Then regarding the Panchratha style, we have a Langaraja temple. We just discussed about the Langaraja temple in Bhubaneswar. Then we have a Lakshmana temple in Khajuraho, and the last example, there are other examples also, but I am giving you the important examples here. So it is Jagannath temple again in Odisha. So here you have Panchratha style. So this is a specific style of temple architecture given in these. Clear? This is very important that you revise these PPTs, because then only you will be able to memorize all these points. So let's discuss about the last question of today. It is again going to be very easy if you have understand the whole of the topic. So first point talks about Kailashnath temple at Ellora as example of Jain temple architecture. As example of Jain temple architecture. Next point, the temple is carved out of living rock. We have just discussed about the living rock. So give your answer in the chat box. Let me see in the comment box. You should give the answer. Let me see how many of you are correct about this. Now, so about the South Indian temple architecture. About the South Indian temple architecture, we have been asked about the correct statements. So the first statement is about the Kailashnath temple, and I just if you are aware about the Ellora complex, you will understand it do not have any specific or it is not dedicated to only one type of temple, because you have various temples and caves here which are dedicated to various religions, whether it is Buddhism, whether it is Jainism, whether it is Hinduism. So you will find all type of temples and all type of temples for specific deities also. Now next point is regarding the Kailashnath temple. In Kailashnath temple, it is a mixture of both. It is we cannot specifically say it is a Jain style of temple architecture, because here you have both the style, that is Nagara style also and Dravida style also. And as I said in the starting, if you have features of both, that is Nagara style and Dravida style, then that particular style of temple architecture is called Visarat style of temple architecture. Clear? Now as I already told you that the temple is that Kailashnath temple is curved out of a living rock, so that's why we call it a living rock structure also. So answer as to this question will be only 2. B will be the correct answer for this specific question. Alright, so this is the all the points which I wanted to discuss regarding the temple architecture. I hope you got a better understanding of the temples today itself, and will keep coming with these kind of important topics which are going to be definitely asked in your prelims 2021. So be updated and be connected with our channel. Thank you so much. Best of luck.